response is often the same, like a punch to the heart. Really? I didn't know Karl had a brother. After followed by Dr. Poking, he never talks about you. The groin shot. So, he has a sister and a brother. So for the record, my name is Chad, and I'm this guy's brother. For me, this all goes back to August 16, 1979.
Dark day.
Erica, my sister, and I were looking out the window as our parents were driving off. That's when our Aunt Sandy comes to us and says, "Today's going to be a special day. Your life is going to change forever." Your parents are on the way to the hospital to deliver baby brother to this world. A new member to the family to add. One to look after, take care of, protect. Later that day, something did happen. A change did happen. A change that changed my life forever. A change that has made me into the man I am today. Later that day, I became the middle child. All of you don't know, a middle child often feels left out, invisible, non-existent, kind of like how we feel when we meet Karl's and friends. We middles also feel we have nothing of our own. And let me tell you, no matter what I bought, be it clothes, Walkmans, music, shoes, games, consoles, computers, movies, you name it. Karl either stole it, broke it, wore it, ruined it, lost it, lent it out, or flat out just gave it away. Mary, I'm not told not to touch my stuff. Just wait for me. No matter how much change I put in my change jar, I'd never be able to see the halfway mark. Yeah. And then the jar started filling up with IOU notes. That's right, man. Now, growing up with Karl wasn't an easy task. Some of you know he's a thinker, a strategizer, always looking for loopholes and how to one-up everybody. And this goes back for as long as I can remember. He was 3 years old when he was sitting there playing with this big metal Tonka dump truck. And I was just sitting there watching TV, watching my shows, and Karl decided then and there that it was his time to watch his shows. And like the kind, generous older brother I am, I said, "No, you gotta wait till my shows are over." It took Karl about 3 seconds to pick up that Tonka truck and launch it at my head. And while the logo was being embedded into my forehead, Karl had already screamed out, "Mom, Chad's hitting me!" So I'm on my way to my room for my time out. I see from the corner of my eye, Karl's smirking at me while he's changing the channel. Well, things like this went on for a long time. He was about to go to high school, and I started getting worried for his safety. So I started training him in self-defense, be a wrestler. He wrestled after school, weekends, all the time. If he can handle himself against me, he should be able to handle all of his friends in his school, or at least in his grade.
Uh-oh, wrong one.
But for the most part, he did all right for himself. Yeah, he kept out of trouble. He was actually a very good student. He was on the honor roll all the time. He was a great kid. He even invented the concept of the ATM machine before they were even invented. We called him the Erica. In grade 11, he found a way not only to piss off one guy, but 5 guys all at the same time. And they were a little bit older because they felt the year before. And they surrounded Karl, pushed him up against the locker, and landed 5 fingerprints on his face. And at that moment, Karl dug really deep and looked at all the years of training I gave him. And with a smirk, looks up at them and gives them a laugh. And for the first time in his life, Karl introduced his 5 new friends and told them all about his big brother, Chad. And the thinker he is, that's all he had to say to get out of trouble and put me in it. Karl is also widely famous for his annual summer parties at the chalet. As you know, Karl likes to brand himself. He called it Karl Fest. And to add to this party, Karl created a special drink of his own. Naturally, he called this drink the Karl. This drink was to show off his personality. Now, this drink was also called the Karl. This drink was served in a tall, slim, dynamite-shaped glass. It was colored red, white, and red to show off his proud Austrian background. It had a big letter K on it to remind you all that it's Karl with a K. And the rings inside were covered with salt, you know, to be rough around the edges. And the drink itself consisted of the following: 3 shots of sarcasm, 1 shot of ego, 1 shot of optimism, 2 shots of arrogance, a dash of rash, a pinch of swat, and a twist of charisma.
Yeah.
And instead of a straw, it would be a hollowed-out fuse, but it was a short one. Now, for some, this is a strong drink, but like most of us, once you've had a Karl a few times, it grows on you. And eventually, wherever you go, you hope that there's a Karl there waiting for you. And if you're going to ask the bartender for the drink, ask him how long it's going to take. And whatever he says, double it. If there's one thing I know, if you're waiting on a Karl, it's not showing up on time. And he grew up to be a sincere gentleman that makes us all proud. Even our nieces and nephews wrote a jingle in his honor. It was a lovely song, an easy song. It only had 3 words in it. It was called Me Uncle Karl. As I look back on my life, no matter what I say, I'm very proud to have him as a brother and a friend, and I love him very much. He could never do wrong by me. We always got along. I brought him everywhere he was able to go, and all my friends got along with him fine, like he was part of the crew. And although he was heading in the right direction in life, I was still worried if he'd find that special someone. You know, someone who does all this crap. But not too long ago, Karl found the girl of his dreams. A girl who can sit through it all. The good, the bad, and the fun gardens. This girl ain't evil. It's a girl with the name Karl in it. And if that alone wasn't enough to show that she was the one, there was this one time when Karl and Carla were leaving my place, as they normally do, through the back. And you know, later I go to the lockup, and there they still were, giggling, laughing. But for the first time in his life and mine, there's this look on his face I've never seen before. And that look was the look of love. And that's the time I said, well, Karl's the one. Karl is the one. Karl, you make my brother the happiest I've ever seen him. So for me, that's enough. Welcome to the family. But love, happiness, health, and success for the rest of your lives. And I really wouldn't mind another little niece, but preferably a nephew.
Yes.
Hey. Karl can have another little Karl running around the house and see how you like it.
Big round of applause for Chad for this fantastic speech here.